Today is the day we've all been waiting for, probably just me. It's sculpting day. Here's my workspace today. I have my items planned on my monitor. I've already designed all of the items that I have to make, both in terms of sketch and palette, so that I know which direction I want them to have. And then I've got all of my tools and supplies laid on my desk. These are all of the items that I've designed for this collection. However, I'm not going to sculpt all of them because the collection is just going to include 2 keychains, 1 desk friend, and 2 phone charms. So I let my Instagram followers decide which were their favorite ones, and they picked number 1 and number 3 for the keychains and letter B for the desk friend. And then I'm also gonna make 2 phone charms that are probably gonna be the orange and the bow, or the orange and the flower, that are not gonna be available as individual purchase. I'm just going to add them as freebies to whoever purchases the entire collection as a bundle. I always get a lot of questions about my ideation process behind my designs. This is my ideation process for the cow design, for example. The first step is actually gathering as many references as you can. I tried to gather references about spring, about flowers, about oranges, about animals, and everything that came to mind related to spring. And then I started sketching out some things. I started with very, very rough sketches of cows with flowers on top of their heads. I selected my favorite designs and added some details to it and cleaned up the lines, and then selected my favorite one and made 2 variations of it with eyes closed and eyes open. I ended up picking the eyes open option, and so I've designed some different palettes for it and let my Instagram followers pick 1 palette out of these 4, and they picked this one. I used the same approach for the other designs as well. Here I was trying to design a bunny keychain and desk friend. Here are some pastry keychains, and here I've experimented a little bit with chicks and a hen. I then selected my favorite designs and proceeded adding details to those and arrived at this point. And finally, I designed the charms with the same approach. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick tour of my tools as well. I've got some small ballpoint tools that I use to create details on top of the clay, some bigger ones, and some silicone brushes that I've never used before, so I'm gonna try these today for the first time. I've got this tool that I'm not even sure I'm going to use today, an X-Acto knife to cut the clay, and a pointy tool, again, to add details. I've got a scale to weigh my clay, and I'm going to write down all of the different weights for every part of every item so that I can create the same item over and over again, and I can make them all the same size. Then I've got a glass surface where I'm going to handle the clay, a mat so that I don't get my desk dirty, an acrylic roller to flatten smaller pieces of clay, while for the bigger ones I use my clay machine that I also use to mix different clay colors, a notepad that I use to make thin lines of clay, some acrylic surfaces I'm gonna use to sculpt the clay on, a little container with isopropyl alcohol that I'm gonna use along with this to clean my clay and rub dust off of it, isopropyl alcohol and tissues. Then here I've got all of my clay, some more tools that I'm not sure I'm gonna use today, like these jars I usually use to sculpt on, some soft pastels that I use to shade, and some keychains tool that I'm going to use at a later point. So my plan for today is to sculpt at least the 2 keychains, so the cow and the chick, and also Pandora, the desk friend, which is the hen. I think I'm gonna start with Pandora because she's a mood. She's a vibe. She is my whole entire world and I love her so much. So yeah, Pandora all the way.
The summer came for us and showed us what we lost. And I'm writing to myself about things you said, about things you said. A slowness creeps towards my feet.
I spent the last at least half an hour preparing all the colors for Pandora. This is the part that always takes me the longest, like mixing the colors to get the right hue. This is what I have. We've got the darkest brown for the head and wings and tail, the lightest brown for the whole body. Then we've got the yellow for, I don't know the English word, the pink for the bow, and the red for this part, basically. The eyes are gonna be white and the pupils are either gonna be black or one of these darker colors that I'd already prepared. I've written down all of my notes for the different weights of each part, and now I'm gonna add the single weights that I'm gonna use for the prototype so that in the future I can make the exact item with the same weight and same size.
In the light the morning brings to clean the remnants of a dream, shadows you cannot see, I brush aside. You're on my mind is weak, the lows are deep, I fall into the refuge that is sleep. There's nothing in my view but images of you 1,000 times. The summer came for us and showed us what we lost. I'm writing to myself about the things you said, about the things you said.
I'm done sculpting Pandora and the whole process took a lot more than expected. It's been a few hours since I started. So this is the final design. This is just a prototype, so I haven't really paid attention to fingerprints, dust, and other things. So don't mind that. But this is the final result. I definitely want to change a couple of things, like for example, I want to make the body a little bit bigger in size, so maybe the length is good, but from the front I want it to be slightly larger. Then I also want to vary the number of these red things and the tail. I don't want to have 3 of both. And then I think I want to lose the little details here that I've added with the pointy tool at the end. Maybe I should add some clay on top of it instead of just drawing them with the pointy tool. Next up, I think I'm gonna design the 2 foam charms because this took a lot longer than expected and I'm pretty tired.
The summer came for us, I remember what I lost. I'm writing to myself about the things you said, about the things you said.
It's almost 7 p.m. and I stopped recording the process because otherwise it would have taken me like 3 days in total and I don't have that much time, so I'm just gonna show you the final result of everything. I definitely want to change a few things in every single design. She's my absolute favorite design among all of them, and I've already told you I think what I want to change about this. So I'm gonna do that, and I also forgot to add the blush. And I also think that the brown of her head and wings and tail is a bit too dark, so maybe in the final item I'm gonna make those lighter. Then we've got the little orange phone charm. I like the overall design except for this green part that I tried to add when I attached the eye pin, so I'm just gonna remove that and leave the leaf only. Then we've got the bow that I don't really like that much, so I think in the end I'm gonna go for the orange and the flower as the two phone charms. Then we've got this beautiful cow. Yeah, I want to change a few things in this design as well. Of course, she's gonna have dots at the end, like brown ones, but I've definitely made the blush too saturated and just too much overall. The back, I need to fix the position of the eye pin in the back because I don't think that's feasible to use. Also, after I glaze every piece, I'm afraid that the glaze is gonna go in the eye pin if it's put like this. And then we've got this little chick. He's a bit bitten up, so don't mind that. The overall colors are correct. While the design, I was thinking I want him to be a little bit chubbier, I think. So a little bit larger and a little less tall. And I also think I want to make the legs coming from the bottom instead of like that, because this is going to be a keychain, and also the bottom not being that flat. I also forgot the blush on him. And also the bow I think is a little too big for the overall design. I could make it a little bit smaller. But yeah, overall, I really love how everything turned out. I'm gonna try and bake these now. While the clay pieces are baking in the oven, I'm using this short window of time to design the postcard for my upcoming spring collection launch. It'll be A6 size with the illustration on the front and a simpler design on the back. However, I don't have a clear idea for the back yet, so I'll need to quickly create a few different variations. And since the clay doesn't take long to bake, I need a tool that helps me move fast. And this is where Kittle, who's also kindly sponsoring this portion of the video, comes in. Kittle is a design platform that makes it incredibly easy to create professional quality text designs. It offers more than 1,000 integrated fonts, plus templates and design tools that make it very easy to experiment and create different variations of a design in literally no time, all thanks to its super intuitive interface. So if you're like me and want to create polished, professional looking designs without spending hours on them, Kittle is a fantastic solution. You can check it out through the link in my description, and if you're a new user, you can use the code AGOSTIYT for 25% off your first month or year of any paid plan. Good morning, friends. It's been a couple of days, even more than that, I think. Today is Saturday and I'm not feeling great, but I still need to work, and that's why I still wanted to film this, because shop launch day is in a week and I'm almost done preparing everything, but I'm not there yet, so I still need to work. Fortunately, today is finally a beautiful sunny day and I was finally able to take some product pictures of the stickers and the postcard and the smaller original. Now I'm only left with finishing the bigger original artwork and the clay items. Let me put you somewhere so I can show you. I've already gotten everything ready to sculpt, but I quickly wanted to show the items that I've sculpted last week. So first of all, we have my absolute favorite, which is a Pandora. Oh my goodness, isn't she like the cutest thing ever? Then we've got one of your favorites, this little chick. This will be, oh, I forgot to say that Pandora will be a desk front. So it's basically something you keep on your desk or on your furniture and stuff. While this is a keychain, I've added the eye pin here and I'm gonna add the actual keychain later. Then we've got the second keychain, which is my favorite. It's not by any means finished yet. So this will be the cow keychain. I used white clay for the base. Then I added the cheeks with soft pastel. Of course, in the final design, I'm gonna add the little brown areas with acrylic paint. There are going to be two different phone charms in the end, and I created 3 different designs to see which one would work best, basically. My favorite one is the orange that I think I'm going to keep. Then I made a bow, and this from the front looks kind of okay, but if you rotate it and look at it from the back, it's not the best, and it was really hard to make because of all the different edges and all the different angles. I think this would have been a good idea. Like, I like the idea itself, but I think it's too difficult and too time consuming to be a freebie. So I think I'm gonna toss this idea and just continue with the third design. My third idea was to make a flower, a little daisy, which is the same flower basically that's on the chick's head. So in the end, the 2 foam charms that are gonna go as freebies in all of the orders of whoever purchases the spring collection as a bundle will be these 2, the flower and the orange. So my goal for today is basically sculpt all of these clay items again, applying all of the fixes that I've just talked about so that I can finalize the prototype and then glaze it and then take pictures to go up on my shop.
Way behind, but my heart's still burning. You're hard to find on these fields of gold. I'll stay now, 'cause my soul is sore. So just leave me out this time. Leave me out. Leave me out. Just leave me out. Just leave me out this time. I'm way behind, but I'm catching up, even if it takes time. On these fields of snow, I'll sing it out.
Okay, I'm done with Pandora. I'm gonna show you both results so you can clearly tell the difference from the prototype. So this was a prototype, and this is the new one. I changed the colors. The new ones were like more the colors that I had envisioned for her. So I'm very happy with the result. I added 2 tails instead of 3. I kept 3 of these on top, and I added some feathers with clay in the front part and onto her back. And I actually like the result much more this way because I didn't really like them carved into her like this. So this is the new Pandora. Very, very happy about it.
Just leave me out. Leave me out. Just leave me out. Just leave me out this time. Just leave me out this time.
Hey guys, it's a few days later. Don't mind my French, I had a rough day, but it's a few days later. I haven't been able to film anything else regarding the whole polymer clay making process of the 3 items that I'm going to sell in my shop update because I was super late, and I actually had to open my shop a couple of days early for my patrons, and right now it's time to finally relaunch my shop for everyone because it's now 5:51 p.m. and I'm gonna open my shop at 6 p.m. so in 9 minutes. I'm very nervous and very excited. I am already aware that I will probably not get any orders, at least for this collection. Maybe in a few months, maybe I'm gonna get like a single order in a month. It's gonna be okay. Clay items are a new thing for me, so I don't think I'm gonna sell a lot of those, maybe a couple. I hope so, because I really enjoyed making them, and I hope I'll be able to make more, and I hope you guys will like them. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to remove the password to my shop in 7 minutes. Okay, it's 5:59. I'm gonna remove the password now because it's gonna take a minute to apply the change for everyone. So let's do this. It's open. I have to admit, I caved and started watching the live view from Shopify. Do you know when you watch those videos of those amazing sellers, they sell out of all of their items so fast and they show you the world view of everyone that's purchasing things from their shop? This is my live view. I literally have one active visitor. Oh, maybe that's the second one. So I have 2 active visitors and 1 active cart, and I am excited about it. This is the first time I'm excited about opening my shop. I've always felt pretty anxious about it, but I feel very positive about this shop update. I don't know why. I feel happy and excited, and I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity, for being able to open my own shop, and I'm very grateful for that 1 single active cart. Thank you.